Although the World War III has not broken out so far, the UN has not been very effective in preventing a large number of conflicts, either between countries or between groups within the same country. Examples of these are
Syrian Civil War 2011 till now. From 2006 to 2010, Syria suffered its worst drought in modern history. The combined effects of the drought and pre-existing economic disparities under the Assad regime contributed to the first non-violent pro-reform protest in 2011, riding the wave of Arab Spring uprisings. Divisions between the country's Sunni majority and the ruling Alawite elite were also a factor. The regime's harsh military crackdown escalated tensions, and by September 2011, the peaceful protest had become an armed insurgency. This war has continued for 11 years and doesn't seem to get to an end, has received help and aid from the UN. However, these efforts to make peace and finally help the population of this country dissolve by require funding, and a really large one. The UNICEF requires $334.4 million to reach children in the Syrian Arab Republic just for water, sanitation, hygiene, among others. The UN does investigations on the international law violations of this conflict, but that stays on the records, action not being taken.
the Rohingya crisis in Myanmar. Massive-scale violence, serious human rights abuse, and armed attacks killed more than 24,000 civilians and forced more than 700,000 Rohingya refugees to flee to their homes in Myanmar to go to Bangladesh. Rohingya people have been denied citizenship due to discrimination against their ethnicity. Therefore, they are being denied many human rights and protection. In addition, China supported Myanmar in the Rohingya crisis by blocking efforts for the Rohingya in the UN Security Council. Finally, the UN documented mass gang rapes, killings, including of infants and young children, brutal beatings, and disappearances committed by the Myanmar state forces. The UN has described the Rohingya as the most persecuted people in the world.
Iraq invasion. More than 1 million Iraqis have died as a result of the conflict in their country since the US-led invasion in 2003, according to research conducted by one of Britain's leading polling groups. The intervention and regime change south by the US left Iraq with civil and economic instability and vulnerable to terrorism by Daesh in the coming years. UN Resolution 1483 attempts to legitimize the invasion that was carried out under the false assertion by the US and the UK.
Cambodia violence, 1975 to 1979. After the end of the US-Vietnam War and the Cambodian Civil War in 1975, the Khmer Rouge regime took control of Cambodia, turning it into a socialist country by using the policy of ultimatum. The regime carried out genocide between 1975 to 1979, killing some 2 million people, nearly 25% of the country. The Vietnamese intervention ended genocide by the Khmer Rouge regime. The United Nations recognized the Khmer Rouge regime while ignoring concerns of human rights violations.
Since the ouster of the dictator Mohamed Siad Barre by the Somali rebellion in 1991, the decades-long civil war has raged between rival clans in the country. The UN peacekeeping mission called UNOSOM, which was set up in December 1992 to facilitate humanitarian aid to people trapped by civil war and famine, has since failed because of the lack of government to communicate with and repeated attacks against the UN officers.